Setup for our Sandy Skoglund photoshopped image. We'll start with choosing which one of the 4 backgrounds that you want to use out of the pictures that you've taken. I'm going to use this one for the example. And then I also obviously have my 5 images of the prop that I liked the most. You do not have to use both of the props that you took photographs of. You can, but really you only have to use one. The reason that we did more than one was just because options. Okay, so let's start with your background image. We're going to go to image adjustment levels. We're going to make sure that those levels look fairly decent. Gonna add in a little bit of darks here. That looks better. I'm gonna hit OK. All right, from there, you have to decide how you want your background to be. Your options are as follows. You can change the background to be completely black and white. You can desaturate or lower the color tones in your background, or you can color filter your background. I think that I am going to color filter mine. So I'm going to go to image adjustments, hue saturation. I'm going to take the saturation down a little bit. Now you could keep it here and just go to the next step. Since my object is kind of a yellowy looking shark and I want it to contrast like Sandy Skoglund's artwork, I think blue would be a good picture color photo filter. So I'm going to go to image adjustments, photo filter. And again, this is optional. You can really do whatever you think would look good. Just going to go to blue. I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Okay, looks a little purpley, but that's okay. All right, from here, step 2, we're going to start cutting out our props and placing them into the collage. You need to have, I think, at least a minimum of 5 different of the props in there. Some of them you can repeat. Now, for this, you can use the select subject button. If you don't see this button, then you can always go to window and contextual taskbar. Now this kind of worked, but it didn't. See, I got the shadows on here, so still manually, you may have to go up to some of those other tools like the quick selection and do the minus and then kind of, fix those selection tools. Not all of the quick selection tools in Photoshop will work for you well. Okay, so I've got the fish there, and then I can either go edit, cut, and then go to my background and hit edit, paste, or I can drop and drag. Obviously, we'll change the size of the items as we go. All right, I'm going to pause the video and just pull in the other 5 sharks that I have. All right, so I paused the video and then just cut out all of my objects and then place them into my background. Just some reminders. Obviously, you can resize your images. If the box is not there, you can hit Control-T. Also, remember that you can rotate images. To rotate an image, you're going to hover your mouse out on one of the corners. Your arrow will bend like a banana, and then you can rotate your images in any direction that you wish. Okay, now step 3 of this video is important, or this object is important, because what we're going to be doing is you have to put one of your 5 objects coming from behind an object in your background. And although this isn't too difficult, can be a little bit hard for students to understand sometimes, so I'm going to use my layers palette to help explain it. So we have our layers palette here. Obviously, each object is a layer. Then we have our background layer, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this shark behind this table, okay? And if I put him in front, obviously that doesn't work. So I got to get him behind the table. So this is the trick for step 3, putting something behind something. Okay, click on your background image, unlock it, okay? Now you're going to use the quick selection tool, this one here. You're going to select the object that you want your thing to go behind. So I want this shark to go behind this table. So what I need to do is select this table. Okay, I'm going to use my quick selection tool and select that. I don't need to select the base of it, just the main top and bar. Okay, from there, make sure you're on your layer 0. You're going to go Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. Okay, now what that does is it creates a duplicate of the table or whatever you selected. Now it's all about layer arrangement. When I go to put my shark behind the table, it doesn't go behind, okay? The reason is that the shark layer is layer number 4, okay? And my table layer is layer number 6. So what I have to do is simply move my object down, 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 and then look, it's behind it, okay? So it's all about layer arrangement. This table here is layer 6. So layer 6 is higher up in the hierarchy, and the fish is layer 4, okay? So that's all I did was duplicate the object, and then it pretty much just sits right there on top, okay? So you can put more than one object behind something, okay? But this would suffice for minimal full credit. I would love to see maybe more than 5 objects, but this works.